Personally speaking, once I finish watching YouTube videos, I love having a look through the comments and seeing what people are saying about that video. Sometimes, obviously, it's good comments, other times it's not so good. And I was watching this video about AI and automation pricing and why the people that can build such systems can actually charge premium prices. They can charge thousands of dollars that business owners are more than willing and more than happy to pay. And there was a comment underneath the video which says, can you show real actual numbers? Because I don't believe that business owners would be willing to pay these thousands of dollars for something that they can do in a few minutes that just saves them a couple of clicks. And underneath that comment, the kind of replies to it were a mixed bag kind of comment. Some were saying, you're right. Others were saying, a couple of minutes added up is a lot of time saved for business owners. So after looking at these comments, I wanted to give my take on this and why I believe that now is the right time if you're on the AI automation, wanting to learn how the industry works, is the right time to get into it. And if you're a business owner, it also makes sense for you to invest in such systems to make your whole workflow even better. And that is kind of the point of this video. So this is the core tension. There's the critic's view. Automation is technically simple. It only saves minutes. How can it cost thousands? And then there's the other side, the provider's perspective. So business value isn't about complexity. It's about outcomes and scale. And then there's the reality check, that if you take a 2-minute task, you do it 100 times, that is, over time, will add up. It's something that will save you hours annually. And then there's the power of scale. So let's take the example that without automation, 1,000 minutes per week is 16.7 hours of manual work. With automation, so if something happens, if there's a trigger, then there is no need for manual work. Then it means that there is nearly zero time spent on repetitive tasks, which over time, even in one calendar year or one working year, you get 868 hours saved, which means that at $25 per hour, that is more than a $20,000 per year salary. And this is just the beginning. So this is what the market is actually saying. There are top firms that charge 60 to 80K per automation project, obviously depending on the project, but there are firms that are charging that. You can easily find examples of freelance platforms where businesses are paying these types of premium rates for automation services. So you can go to a platform like Upwork, and it will show you how much businesses are putting towards these types of projects. And at the end of the day, successful automation experts consistently secure high-value clients. So it's not like this is not happening all around us, whether you look at it from the business point of view or the provider point of view. That is what the market is saying. And again, the market speaks. So there is supply and demand, and there are higher prices because they create value, the automations create value, and the market hasn't corrected. So at this stage, there isn't any one-click solution that allows you to press a button, tell it what you want as a business owner, and it does that all by itself. We're getting closer to that, and eventually I think it would be something that can happen. As of now, you still need to have someone in between the business owner and the solution that they want in order to get this automation up and running. There will be iterations that need to be made. There will be updates that need to be handled. So there's a lot still that needs to happen in between the business owner and the app that they want to use to get to a specific outcome. There's client satisfaction, so businesses continue to invest in automation, indicating positive ROI, and there's a growing demand. Increasing automation needs across industries which drive market prices. So different industries. In the previous video, I spoke about 20 types of industries that AI is impacting. And there is an increase in automation needs in all of these industries, which means that the prices will keep going up in terms of what you can charge for automation solutions. Now, with all that said, business context matters. So enterprise businesses, mid-sized businesses, small businesses, they will all pay different amounts of money because at the end of the day, the value that they get from automation systems also differs. An enterprise business, which has internal dev teams, requires complex high-scale automation needs, has higher budgets. So in addition to their dev teams, they might also be willing to pay more for specific outcomes. And we'll speak about this like fixed salary versus what you can charge as an AI automation expert. Then there are mid-sized businesses. So here there is some technical stuff. There are specific automation requirements, and there are moderate budgets because the solutions that you can build for are smaller than that of an enterprise business. And then there are small businesses. So here, generally, there is no technical stuff. The businesses need turnkey solutions, and they have limited, but the budgets are focused. So if you can come in and say, I can solve this specific problem by giving you a specific solution, there might be the right situations in which it makes sense for you to proceed as an AI automation expert. Let's speak about ROI. So first of all, you need to identify the pain points. I believe that in anything you do in business, when you're providing a service, you are solving a problem. You are solving a pain point. So businesses pinpoint time-consuming repetitive tasks that are ripe for automation. It can be the business that does it. It can be you that has the technical knowledge and can go to a business owner and say, I think you're wasting way too much time on this thing. How about doing it automatically? How about having a system that once a process reaches a specific stage, automation can take over and give you or get you to the next stage. Number 2, calculate time savings. So you estimate the hours saved per week across all affected employees. So first you see what the problems are, you calculate the time that will be saved, and you convert those time savings to dollar value based on employee costs. Number 4, you compare to investment. Weigh automation costs against projected savings over a 1 to 3 year period. And if we were to make this or think about it more in terms of psychology, there are 3 big levers to consider, 3 big factors. First of all, there is time versus money. Smart business owners often value time more than money. If you can come in and save businesses time that they can spend on higher leverage activities, that is immediately a value add. There is the opportunity cost. Business owners also know that time spent on manual tasks could be used for higher value activities. If I'm here recording this video, it means I'm losing out on other tasks that I could be doing. If I have a manual process where I'm inputting data manually into a Google Sheet, instead of having a system that does it for me, sorts everything in the right order, categorizes the information, and then gives me a report, me inputting data manually is a big opportunity cost. I mean, not to also speak about increased probability of errors when it comes to data entry. So there's a lot of things that go into that. And long-term vision. Automation is seen as an investment in future growth and efficiency. More and more businesses are realizing that there's a lot that can be done with AI and automation. And thing is that right now, many of them know that they should be using it, but don't know how. And I think that is a good gap where you can come in and offer your expertise. Time is money. So let's say that a business owner has a $200 per hour hourly rate. That is how much they charge. Over time, or over a week, let's say that they spend 5 hours doing manual tasks, which means that in a week, they are wasting $1,000. So let's say that these are tasks that can be somewhat easily automated. In a year, that is like simple mathematics. That's $52,000 in annual time wasted or annual value wasted. So let's say that you go to a business owner and say, I can build you a system for $10K that takes all this and saves you 5 hours a week. 5 hours a week with this simple mathematics. If a business owner charges their time at $200 per hour, it allows them to save $42,000 in their first year. So which means instead of wasting $2,000. Let's say that they would have wasted or invested $42K because they would have paid $10K for that. So in their first year, they would immediately save $42,000. So then there is the decision that needs to be made. Is it about continuing to do things manually? So you can keep spending $52,000 worth of time annually on repetitive tasks. You can automate or invest $10K into a solution to save $42,000. Or you can also hire someone. So if you employ someone for $40,000, these tasks can be done by the person. But you're paying $42,000 or you're paying $40,000 per year. So when you put it that way, I think it makes the decision for the business owner easier when you can explain how much money they would save. They would be saving either all this time per week, which over a year is a lot of time, or they can save on the salary for someone to do this manually, or they can keep doing it manually themselves. But they would be losing out on that money over a period of months, years, and so on and so forth. So if you are to get started as an AI expert, I think this is how you should consider things. First, consider hourly rates. Start with an hourly rate to build experience and a portfolio. It also allows you to understand how much you should charge per project. At the same time, you should also move to value-based pricing, which in this case can be getting paid per project. Once you really understand how much this will cost you in terms of time, resources to deliver a project. Over time, you can also go to percentage-based models where you scale up to sharing in the value created for the clients. If you know that a system will generate an X amount of revenue for a business, you can say, I want 10% of that, I want 15% of that over the lifetime of the system, which over time, if you do your maths right, will probably get you more income. But it takes time to understand all the variables required with this type of model. Getting started is also about building trust and credibility. And to do that, there are 4 different ways of achieving that. Number 1 is case studies. The more clients you work with, the more case studies you can share. You can show the problems that the business has had, you can show the solutions that you implemented, and you can show what the future looked after, what the future was like after you implemented such systems. Number 2 is testimonials. So let's satisfied clients speak to the value of your service. You can interview clients, you can get them to write or create video testimonials, you can get them to write written testimonials. There's a lot you can do where someone is describing the value that you added to their business instead of you speaking about it. Transparency. So number 3, you explain your process, you explain the things you do in order to get the results you get. You explain your timelines, you explain expected outcomes. You make things as clear as possible. A confused mind doesn't buy is an expression that I keep hearing over and over in the copywriting world. And it's the same thing when it comes to selling AI systems. And number 4 is guarantees. So you offer performance guarantees to mitigate client risks. You can say, if my system doesn't do X, then we do Y. Or if you get X, then you pay Y. There are different ways how to implement guarantees in your business. Moreover, I think selling AI and automation systems is about educating business owners on the hidden costs of manual processes, which can include employee burnout. Repetitive tasks lead to decreased job satisfaction and higher turnover. You can say that if someone is implementing or inserting data into a Google Sheet over and over again, they will quickly get burned out. They will lose interest in whatever it is they are doing, which means that they will start doing a worse job, which then ultimately means that the data that they are inserting will have errors, which means that reports will be wrong, decisions will be wrong. There's a lot of things that can happen if employees are burned out, which means that an AI automated system can do a better job in the short and long-term period. Speak about error rates. Manual processes are prone to mistakes causing costly rework, so similar to what I just mentioned. And then there are scalability limitations as well. Manual tasks hinder a company's ability to grow efficiently. You will need to keep hiring more and more people to do the job the system can keep doing and scale over time. So educating business owners about what is involved if they keep doing things manually is also important. You can also educate on the ripple effect of automation, such as, number 1, time savings, employees freed from repetitive tasks. Number 2, improved focus. Employees have more focus, they have more energy for the work that matters, which means that they ask for stuff because they are more focused on things that they can really do well. Innovation boosts, so increased capacity for creative problem solving and business growth, and this also works for both the employer and the employees. The more you can liberate someone from doing these manual tasks or tasks that can be taken over by AI, the more there is space for creativity to flow. Number 4 is competitive advantage. If a business owner's competitors are implementing AI and automation and they are not, they are falling behind. Because if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. And this is another case you can present when it comes to educating business owners on why they should use automation and AI in their business. There is that ripple effect. Finally, to start concluding the main ideas here, if you can understand people plus have these skills to sell these AI and automation systems, I think that's the best of both worlds. Traditionally, developers were known to be the people behind the computer screen, typing away on their keyboard. They weren't the most well-known for having people skills, for having charisma, for knowing how to get along with people. If you can combine the two, so you have the technical expertise and you also understand clients, you can see what they are struggling with, you can address their problems, and not just from a technical point of view. I think that is a great skill to have. So there's technical expertise. Automation requires specialized knowledge in programming and system integration. So that is important. It needs to be there. If you also have the way to understand clients, what they need, and then translate them into effective solutions and do it in a pleasant way, in a way that people enjoy dealing with you. Again, I think 2 great skills to have on their own. Combined, that is a great skill set to possess. And obviously, continuous learning. The more you stay on top of things, the better the results you deliver. Because one thing might need 3 steps to get done today, but tomorrow it can be done in 1 step. So staying on top of these ever-evolving technologies is super important. Another thing you can speak to business owners about is the customization factor. You understand that every business has unique business needs. So every company has specific processes requiring tailored solutions through AI, through automation. There's also integration challenges. Custom work often fits in to a specific gap. It also needs to integrate with what comes before and what comes after. And if you can make that happen, I think that is a great place to be. And also thinking about scalability. It's not just about building something that works now, but something that can scale with a business as it grows as well. So these are all things that you can go to a business owner with and help them understand, help educate them, and then offer your solution as the way to achieve whatever it is that you just educated them on. The ecosystem approach, so it's not just one thing, and this is the benefit of such education. You're offering a holistic view where automations interact with the entire business ecosystem. Everything is connected together, as you can see in this image, and everything affects each other or other parts of the system. So when you integrate something into one slot, you need to consider how it would fit in, how it would play well with other important parts of the system. And again, scalable is important. If other components are there in the future, can your system scale with that? That is a very important thing to consider. So finally, to kind of summarize everything, there's the return on investment of expertise. There's the amateur hour and there's the expert hour. Ideally, you want to be obviously in the expert section. Let's say that An amateur takes 100 hours to develop a system. If you were to go to a business owner and tell them, I can develop a system in 100 hours, as opposed to developing a system in 40 hours, they might think that the 100-hour person is more valuable. But in reality, it takes 40 hours because of all the stuff that the person has had to go through before, which means that the bug rate is significantly less, which means that there is more advanced optimization levels, which means that short-term and long-term, the value provided is higher. All this to say that time isn't directly related to value. If someone can fix a problem you have in 2 hours as opposed to 10, generally that person is much more valuable because of the knowledge that they have to be able to do that. And the same thing can be done when explaining this information to business owners, which also means that the amount of money that they would pay that you are charging for something isn't directly related to the amount of time it will take you to build the system. And finally, there's code versus outcomes. So it's not just about the code you deliver, it's about the transformation you allow the business to have. It's about the value that you generate. The more you can get this measured, the better it will be. So focus on quantifiable improvements in efficiency, revenue, and growth. The more you can tie a monetary value to the output, the easier it is to make the sell. And finally, you're not just there to go in, build something, and get out. You want to position yourself as a strategic partner. They're invested and want to get the client the best results possible. If you can offer suggestions how to do something better, you should do that, even if it takes more, let's say, work in order to get it done. Because I believe that ultimately, clients can see that, they can refer more work to you. In anything you do, it's never wasted work. You're either learning from it, or it will benefit the client, or ideally, both. So I think there's this strategic partnership is a very good way, a very important way of looking at selling AI and automation systems. Anyway, hope that was valuable. I just wanted to share my thoughts on delivering value versus just saving a business 2 clicks each time, and how you can think about this when going to business owners and offering them solutions to specific problems that they have. If you have found the video useful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because it will really help this channel grow over time as well. And if you want to schedule a free consultation, check out the link in the description so I can help you use AI and automation in your business to grow and scale faster. I'll speak to you in the next video.